Inflation is at an all-time high. Wars are going on around the world. Poverty and homelessness all around America, but the biggest threat we need to be aware of is cats and the women who have them.
Look at my cat. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this cat.
According to alpha males on the internet,
We have a huge problem in this country of 32-year-old college-educated young women with cats. They have the degrees, they're earning a lot of money. Why are they so miserable?
It is deeply fulfilling to live alone in an apartment with your cats.
Those cats aren't going to be taking care of you when you get older.
Take that, cat ladies.
Hello and welcome back to my channel where I break down internet drama and all the nonsense on the internet so you do not have to scroll through TikTok, scroll through Instagram, and rot your brain. Let me rot mine for you. But since my brain is at risk of all the stupidity on the interwebs, could you at least hit the subscribe button? My goal is to get to 800,000. I'm almost there, and that's all I'm asking for. Nothing at all. Nothing more. Okay, except if you could leave me a comment in the comment section and scream in all caps, "Cat!" That's it, I swear, nothing else. That's all I'm asking. Promise. Scout's honor. Cats. Cats have been portrayed as sly, evil, smart, but menacing by the media like in cartoons. But recently, I have noticed an influx of men seriously threatened by them. If you are a regular on my channel, you know we talk about the internet alpha males who have a podcast and a microphone, and I've noticed that the internet alpha males love to call any single woman who doesn't want kids or doesn't have them yet a future cat lady.
And this is the dining room. Do not eat anything you find in here. Oh, your human's here. That's my human's twin sister. She died years ago.
And if she is a single woman with a cat at the moment, well, that just infuriates them more.
Those cats aren't going to be taking care of you when you get older.
Andrew Tate, internet bad boy, and of course, alpha male, he just does not like cats.
Cats, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. Liking a cat is essentially cuckery. Cuckery is, I give a fuck about them and they don't give a fuck about me back. A cat is not interested in you whether you live or die. A cat doesn't care. A cat's just gonna fucking go out and find something else to eat. Out the window. Like Teddy, okay, this is your cat Teddy. How come I haven't seen him before? Oh, most of the time he's out. Then what's the fucking point in having him? Let him fucking here. He only turns up when he wants food.
He just described himself. He doesn't care about his multiple women, and he expects them to feed him, cook for him. You know, Tate, it is always scary looking in the mirror, huh? Oh my God, that joke was not good. That's insulting to the cats. Andrew looks more like that thing from Ice Age anyway. The cat lady comment used to be a huge insult. The scare tactic that actually would work, but now it seems to have worn off quite a bit. Women are inviting the cat lady comments. In fact, they love it. Boomer women divorce rate is at an all-time high. They would rather go back to work, get a cat, than be with their husbands. And just all around, in a world where both sexes are not being pushed to date as they were back in the times when marriage and children was the only goal, and quite frankly, women needed a husband to get something as simple as a bank account. In the modern times, people would like to have a significant other, but they're no longer settling. People are choosing the single life, but more women seem to be choosing a peaceful life with a cat rather than with a husband. And many of the alpha bros on the internet have to break out their microphones to warn the women that choose this path that you're gonna be lonely and die alone, because they would be lonely and have a fear of dying alone. They're kind of just projecting it to other people, and they want other people to have the same fear. You know, the whole relatable thing. They say they're big, strong alpha males, but they really just need a little pacifier and a nap. Now, I wouldn't think these internet bros couldn't get any more angrier or triggered, but the biggest target and example of a woman to stay away from is the singer herself, Taylor Swift, and her cats.
Hey, Dibbles. No. They're acting up. These are my two cats. This is Meredith. And this is Olivia.
Those cats aren't going to be taking care of you when you get older.
Well, the warnings are not working. Cats are getting more popular, women are loving them, and Taylor Swift was named Person of the Year. Her only request was, I gotta pose with my cat. And here she is with her cat, Meredith, around her shoulder, having a good time. Would you see this and get instantly angry, take out your microphone and have to talk about it on the internet about how shameful this is? Well, the internet alphas had the opposite effects. They would absolutely It's shameful and sad that a hyper-promiscuous, childless woman, Taylor Swift, he put that in parentheses for some reason, not sure, but I have to focus on the aging comment. Oh God, no, not that. Damn you, Taylor Swift. She forgot to die. She missed the step where she needs to stop aging. And alone with a cat. How is she alone with a cat? She's with a cat. She has something there with her. Has become the heroine of feminist age. So I didn't want to put a lot of time into this video because you're offended, scared, and seemingly threatened over a woman with a cat. Tell me you're insecure without telling me you're insecure. I would never. If there was news outlets that men were leaving their women to be with a gerbil, do you think I'm going to grab my microphone? Oh no, I don't even have a microphone. You think I'm gonna sit in this chair and get on here and warn men that you guys are making the wrong decision. You're gonna be lonely. You're gonna be a lonely gerbil man. I would think, there's a mass amounts of men leaving their wives and girlfriends to be with a gerbil or a, what did I say? Gremlin? Not a gremlin. Hamster? I don't know. What? You're leaving your wife to be with some small little animal. There might be something to this. I might need to do my research and see what this is all about. I don't even think I need to warn them about their decision. They'll figure it out when they get older. Some people like to be alone. I mean, if you're scared that women want to be with cats more than you, I suggest you find a cat. Join in on the party. There's got to be something amazing to those little feline balls of fur if just everybody's just wants to be with them. Or maybe there's something wrong with you if someone would rather spend all of their time with their cat. But many of these types of people don't want to visit that topic. So scare tactics it is. So this guy is very religious. He thinks every single person must be married. Every single person must have the children. And that is the way of life. I personally think little cultish, just a tad, and you're setting yourself up with a lot of failure because you can't force people to do that. Not anymore. Not in this time period, Sean. You were born just a little too late, I can't remember the words, but he was born a little too late for all of that. But man, you would have loved about however many years it was when you were forced into marriages. And the only reason women were here was to bear the children. Some of them would die. But out of everyone's, I thought his comment was the absolute funniest because there are so many things wrong. So let's just decode it. Before we go on though, I am not a Swiftie. I think the only song I know is the teardrop guitar song and then the Look What We Made Me Do, which I only know because that guy, Frog Leap Productions, made it into a metal version and it came up and I absolutely loved it.
Once, and then I take it twice. Look what you made me do.
Then I was like, who was the person that made it? And it was Taylor Swift. I was like, oh, that skinny little white girl. I had no idea. So I'm not a Swiftie. I don't know much things about her. I just know that I like the fact that she roused these men up. And something that these men can't stand about her is that she is a frequent dater. She goes on a lot of dates. This takes us to that guy's comment about her being hyper promiscuous. Once again, meaning she dates people. But for some reason, when Taylor Swift dates people, it's a big thing and she's hyper promiscuous. Or a whore. Either one. I see it used quite a bit. I'm very confused on this topic because I see someone figuring out if they belong together. Then if it doesn't work out or they figure out they don't belong together, they break up. And then she uses it to fuel her music. Honestly, pretty good business move. And smart not to stay with someone that you're not connecting with. Honestly, she's no different than the football players that date around constantly. But I'm not too sure why Taylor gets so much heat for why she's dating around. Or sings about it. Because what does every single performer sing about? Usually breakups, love, and that's about it. Oh, and booty cheeks. Do y'all want her to just find the first idiot that she dates and then just settles for them? Don't answer that. I know the answer is yes for some of you, but that's not good, and that's why our divorce rate is so high. Childless woman. So a lot of these types of men that went crazy over this cat post think that somehow Taylor Swift is promoting to everyone not to women specifically, not to have children, that she hates kids, that she's this crazy feminist that promotes no children ever. And like I said, I'm not a Swiftie, but I was super curious, is she? So I did a simple little Google search and it revealed that Taylor actually does want kids. Taylor is fairly sensitive when people bring up the topic of kids and whether or not she's feeling broody or pressured in that department. She hates that stigmatized perception that she has to hurry up because of her age. I agree with this. It's just such a turnoff. Like if you alpha males, I mean, if you got this deep into the video or if you have this same mindset as them, you see it a lot in Pearl where she called out Hilary Duff for aging and her fertility is, you know, disintegrating. Hilary Duff has 2 kids. Anyway, we're not on Pearl, but they're always talking about women aging and their fertility, it's going. And it's kind of like they're playing on that fact that I see a lot of women saying, I'm getting too old to have children. This is completely anecdotal, but there's so many women in my life who just didn't want children or they just weren't ready to have children. But once they hit their mid-30s, early 40s, they decided that they were financially stable. They found a great guy that like splits the chores, is financially stable as well. Both parties are financially stable and they both actually really want a child. And then the process is just so beautiful. Like they're just so happy to have this new baby and really raise them like without the added stress of being with someone that you don't really like, being with someone that you just ended up with and settled with because you got pregnant really early, and not having money. It makes the whole situation worse. So these types of people really play on the hurry up and have children. And I'm seeing so many women let that go. I'm so excited for that. Haha, it's not working. So I can agree with her on that. That's just the stigma of hurry up and have kids is so odd, especially if you're not financially stable. And most of America is not. But she does privately admit that this is something she absolutely wants, preferably by her mid-30s. As much as she's enjoyed the dating scene, she's happiest when settling down with someone long-term. She wants to find the right guy to have a family with and ideally be planning it for the next year. This is a process for her, but she's going to have fun. Isn't that the responsible thing to do? These types of men we've been covering tell women they need to get married and have babies as soon as possible, right? But many people who get married young then divorce, and these men are against divorce. They're against women leaving their husbands. So why wouldn't you try to wait until you pick someone that's actually good for you? That's right, because then you're gonna be old at 25. Oh, that's just a tough one. They always say pick better, but then people do pick better later on in life, and that's still not right. Damn, it's a little circle, isn't it? Well, unfortunately, women are now picking better, but in the meantime, they are loving their cat. And for some reason, that is a very huge problem.
I heard that you walked out again. I heard that you cried.
But the best part to this man's ex post is the aging alone. Sir, she's not alone. Her relationship to that football player dude is all over the news. Sports coverage, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which this man's butt cheeks is on. He knows she's with somebody. He just refuses. He just, look, the information is right here. He's like this. And he just saw a woman with a cat and thinks sad, single, lonely, childless woman with no family. That's the problem with America. The thing is too that these men think that you have to have a wife or have like a significant other and kids to have a family, but they seem to forget that these people have parents, brothers and sisters, cousins, all these people plus friends. I don't know if these types of men just seclude themselves to wife and kids, but that seems a little sad. Taylor Swift has quite a group of friends. She's got that cute relationship with Selena Gomez. She's got quite a bit of girlfriends. She's got staff. She's rich. She can pay people to be around her. Unlike many others. Is it sad? Maybe, but technically, she's not gonna die alone. She'll probably never really be alone. She can't, she's a celebrity. And she's got her cats. But with all that being said, and the fact that I'm not a cat person, I decided to look into this a bit more because as a dog person, this weird anti-cat culture and they're a threat to society shit is getting weird. And since I've been doing these alpha male videos and the Pearly videos, we have come to the conclusion that many of them just say things. So I got curious on some cat facts. So the claim is women that own cats are lonely and single, right? In a study done this year, in comparison to Americans who own cats versus Americans who don't, the marriage rate was relatively the same. Get this one I love. Cat owners were actually more likely to be in relationships versus people who don't own cats. Only slightly, but kind of beats the rhetoric of these people's agenda.
You see the cat ladies just kind of say, oh, I don't want to be married.
Now, many of these men will think that women who have cats are just unattractive to absolutely everybody, but according to 72% of people, consider owning a pet to be attractive regardless of their own relationship or pet owner status. When asked to imagine a scenario in which a potential online dating match is pictured with a cat, the majority of respondents said they'd be more interested.
You know what cat people are. It's all first shut-ins. They're girls. Girls like cats.
And just for funsies, I looked up men versus women when it comes to cats, and more millennial men men have cats and dogs than women. Men are even writing songs about their cute little feline friends.
I love my cat! I love to squish a thing!
Girls like cats.
Those are facts that a lot of these podcast bros never reveal. I've never heard them say any of this. They just see a woman with a cat and absolutely lose their shit. There seems to be this rise in women not caring about being alone. Boomer women who hold traditional values, leaving their husbands to get a job and a cat and being happier than when they were with their husband. And women are choosing cats or other animals and being perfectly fine with that choice until someone of quality comes around. And I don't know what to tell you guys if that upsets you. I don't see us going backwards in the future. So if a woman on a magazine with a cat around her shoulder, waiting until she finds the right guy to have children with or whenever she's ready, scares you, upsets you, or triggers you in any way, honey, you are not a man. You are just a scared little boy with a microphone, bothered that a woman is more interested in a cat than you.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums.